Hey everyone, this is WobblyWallaby, and today I'll be discussing the May 2022 Gacha Homestead of Snowy Owl. Is it worth it? I'll analyze this in detail and let you know my recommendations. This is the rarest gacha for May 2022's gacha machine. This headwear provides wind, earth, water, and fire attack plus 10%, and damage increased by 10% when attacking targets with the inferior element. What inferior element means is that if you use wind to target a water type, you do an extra 10% damage, which is very significant. Here's the elemental damage chart to show you the target's weaknesses. For magic users who can choose the effective elemental skill against the target, this headwear is extremely good, and I'd say this is a strong buy. For example, here's my magic ninja. I'm using the Holy Knight's Blessing to hit an earth target. It hits for 2.2 million damage. Then I switch to the Snowy Owl, which hits for 2.3 million damage. This headwear is especially good for soulbinders since they can choose which element to convert their main burst skill to. For physical users who can convert their skills to the effective elements against the target, this headwear is also a strong buy. For example, I use my Lightbringer with the water converter to fight Firelord Kaho. With Bashful Moments, it does 32.7 million damage. With Homestead Snowy Owl, it does 34.7 million damage. For classes whose primary skills are stuck to a certain element, such as Novice Guardian's Card Tornado being stuck to wind, this is a conditional buy. It depends on what targets you frequently fight against and whether you have ways to convert the target's element. For example, in weekly instances that I help carry, I always bring my Arcane Master to convert the target to water with Frost Misty. That way, I can deal double damage to it. And this is also the reason why I rolled for this gacha, since the damage is significant. For my character, in the best case scenario, this gacha is always the best in slot. For example, I'll do a quick damage test where I set the dummy to water. I wear the Homestead of Snowy Owl without any enchants. I hit it for 129.8 million damage. Next, I switch to the Holy Knight Blessings for the 12% skill damage. This also has no enchants on it. I hit it for 124.5 million damage, so 5 million less damage than before. That's the optimistic way to think about this gacha. Now, let me talk about the worst case scenario. Wind, earth, water, and fire attack plus 10% by itself is not a good enough modifier. I'm going to use romhandbook.com to explain some of the mechanics. For physical users, the damage formulas follow this format. For example, the Card Tornado formula shown here. Element Param 2 would be the extra attack percentage from this gacha. But you'll also notice the boss Param is multiplied later, so even an unrefined White Knight Helm is better than this elemental attack percentage. I'll quickly test this out. I show my White Knight Helm, which does not have any enchants and is not refined. This will do 10% extra boss damage. I hit the Orc Hero for 24.4 million damage. Next I show I have the same gear again, and I'll just swap in the Homestead of Snowy Owl. The damage this time is 24.2 million. This is expected because of how the damage formula works. What this means is even if you're a free-to-play player, using the White Knight Helm, you can still beat this out in the worst case scenario, which feels really bad if you roll for this with a lot of tickets or with real money. Also, other meta headwear like Bashful Moments and Holy Knight's Blessing also beat this headwear in the worst case scenario. But that's not all, there's even more bad news. There's a big warning for those who can't convert in weekly instances. For example, things like Museum and Lost Isle bosses aren't affected by a lot of these elements. Sea Spirit Totem is Ghost, and Demonic Overseer is neutral, so they're not affected by any of those 4 basic elements. Same with Museum. The annoying 3rd floor bosses only have Joel, who would be weak to water. The rest are Holy, Poison, and Ghost, so this gacha is not that great here either. If this gacha included all elements including Holy, Dark, and Ghost, then this gacha would be really good. But maybe too good? This gacha is definitely very conditional, so I would definitely use this as a utility headwear, and I'd be swapping between my normal headwears and this one. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe.